Viewers are eager to return to the compelling storyline between Hope and Carter, instead of pursuing the rambling stories about Remy's obsession. This time around, the latest developments revolve around the tension at the company and the fierce conflicts between the characters, promising to bring dramatic and unpredictable scenes. After achieving their personal and professional goals, Hope and Carter continue to face a series of new challenges. Carter is now focused on running the company, trying to keep things on track. However, the stability that Carter desires seems to be far away as internal problems continue to arise. Hope, meanwhile, is still trying to balance her personal life and career. Although she is not directly involved in the power struggles within the company, Hope plays an important role in supporting and encouraging Carter. However, will her support be enough to keep Carter steady when the storms get bigger? Zende, one of the ambitious employees, became the center of all the trouble. Although Zende initially appeared to be a potential factor, he quickly revealed his lack of experience and reckless decisions that negatively affected the work. Carter realized that Zende was not suitable for the current position, but things did not stop there. An unexpected turn occurred when Carter discovered a suspicious call coming from Zende's phone. It was Steffi who was plotting to regain control. This call was accidentally heard by Carter, and that caused a rage to explode in him. The incident did not stop at suspicion, but Carter quickly understood that Zende was Steffi's spy. Unable to control his emotions, Carter immediately walked into the room and directly confronted Zende. He smashed the phone, Carter's warning clearly heard, "Stop this immediately, or you will be fired." However, Zende did not show any remorse or fear. He coldly replied, "I will not work for you anymore." This sentence was like adding fuel to the fire. Carter was already pushed to the limit, unable to bear Zende's stubbornness any longer. In a moment of losing control, Carter threw a fatal punch that ended Zende's life. What will Steffi do next when her plan is exposed? In a bold and cold decision, Carter dragged Zende to a remote forest and buried all evidence of his brutal actions. However, the most frightening thing was not the murder, but Carter's composure when returning to the company. He continued his work as if nothing had happened. On the surface, Carter still maintained the image of a strong and rational leader, but could he hide the truth forever? Zende's mysterious disappearance could not go unnoticed, and the first person to suspect was Steffi. With her previous close relationship with Zende, Steffi could not accept the silence from the company and friends. Steffi began her search, from calling Zende's acquaintances to going to the scene of his frequent visits herself. But all her efforts fell into a dead end. Her intuition told her that something was wrong, and Steffi decided to report it to the police. Zende's disappearance quickly attracted the attention of the police. Questions were raised. Where was Zende last seen? Who did he have a conflict with before he disappeared? And did anyone have enough motive to be so cruel to him? Each small clue began to be connected, but Carter, with his wisdom, erased the obvious evidence. But could he really hide it all? A small detail like a broken phone, footprints at the scene, or conflicting statements from colleagues could become the key to the truth. As the investigation draws closer to Carter, Steffi becomes a real threat. Not only is she the one asking sharp questions, but she is also the only one who dares to confront Carter directly. Steffi suspects that Carter is involved in the disappearance and is determined to expose the truth. But Steffi does not anticipate that her determination is putting herself in danger. In a panic because she is cornered, will Carter continue to be ruthless to protect his secret? Carter is no longer the same person as before. After killing Zende to protect his secrets and power, he has become more and more dangerous. The act of killing no longer seems to make him feel remorseful or afraid. On the contrary, it only makes Carter feel invincible. "I am standing on top, and no one can bring me down." That thought haunts Carter every day. He begins to see everyone around him as potential enemies, especially Steffi, who is increasingly suspicious of him and is the only one with enough power to overthrow him. Not wanting to give Steffi a chance to expose the truth about Zende's death, Carter decides to strike first. He plans meticulously, from monitoring Steffi's daily schedules to choosing the right time to carry out the plot. When Steffi just got out of the car after a day of work, Carter appeared from behind holding a heavy object in his hand and smashed it hard on her head. Steffi collapsed immediately, falling into a coma. Carter did not stop there. He took Steffi to an abandoned house in the suburbs where no one could find her. His goal was not only to kill Steffi, but to make her suffer as much as possible before she died. When Steffi woke up, she found herself tied to a chair in a dark and cold room. In front of her was Carter, but not the Carter she knew. He smiled, a smile full of madness, and declared that he would make her live a life worse than death. Steffi begged for forgiveness, hoping to awaken the last bit of humanity in Carter, but all she received in return was mocking laughter. Carter began to torture Steffi with violent blows, while hitting and screaming, "This is what you deserve. You have ordered and tortured me for years, and now it is your turn to pay." Each blow is a hateful accusation from Carter. The hurt he felt from Steffi in the past is now transformed into uncontrollable violence. The torture is not only physical, but also a mental threat when Steffi realizes she has no way to escape. Carter's actions are not purely for power. He constantly laughs maniacally, alternating between moments of complacency and explosive anger. Carter's mood swings make Steffi realize that he may be suffering from schizophrenia, or at least completely lost control of his mind. In his moments of madness, Carter seems to no longer distinguish between reality and the past. He sees Steffi not only as an enemy, but also as a symbol of all the pressure and suffering he has experienced. This causes Carter to constantly abuse Steffi, despite all her pleas. While Steffi is imprisoned, her disappearance will certainly not go unnoticed by her loved ones. Will they soon realize Steffi's mysterious disappearance and follow her trail to rescue her? And will Carter continue his crazy series of actions before being discovered, or will he finally face the consequences of his brutal crimes? The story is getting darker and darker, with the tension being pushed to the climax. Carter's internal conflicts, Steffi's struggle for survival, and the race of outsiders to uncover the secret promise to bring dramatic episodes, making the audience unable to take their eyes off. Let's wait for the next developments in The Bold and the Beautiful. Will Carter continue to hide his crimes and maintain his position in the company, or will he be exposed by Steffi and the police? If Steffi is not careful, will she become the next victim? The story is going to a dangerous turn, where each character is faced with life or death decisions. The Bold and the Beautiful is not just a story about ambition and power, but also a lesson about the price of crossing moral boundaries. Stay tuned to find out if justice can prevail over evil.